ఇంటర్మీడియట్ విద్యారంగంలో అగ్రగామి మన ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్. ఐఐటి జేఈఈ అయినా నీట్ అయినా తిరుగులేని విద్యా సంస్థ ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్.
Okay, good morning. Yesterday we discussed about Wheatstone's bridge. Wheatstone's bridge, balancing condition of the Wheatstone's bridge. When the bridge is balanced, if the current passes through the galvanometer is 0, that means if there is no current passes through the galvanometer, then we can say that the bridge is balanced. That is the balancing condition of Wheatstone's bridge. Balancing condition of Wheatstone's bridge. Okay, that's a Wheatstone's bridge is balanced. Okay, very good. Why this Wheatstone's bridge is useful? For what purpose? So this Wheatstone's bridge is useful to compare the resistances and to find out the unknown resistance, whatever it is. To compare the resistances and to find out the unknown resistance. We have 4 arms, PQRS or PQRS. See here. So let us say it is PQRS. What is the balancing condition? That is P by Q is equals to R by S. This is the balancing condition of the Wheatstone's bridge. Here, if you know PQS, then we can find out R. Or if you know QRS, we can find out P. When the situation, if the bridge is balanced, when this will happen means if the bridge is balanced, then if you know any three resistances, then we can find out fourth resistance. So that is the balancing condition of the Wheatstone's bridge. So now here see here balancing condition of the Wheatstone's bridge. In this balancing condition, so let us say here this is one resistance, here it is another resistance, and here is, so this is galvanometer like this. So this is the cell, and here let us say A, B, C, D. This is the situation. Here the current divides, here also the current divides, current passing through this junction D and it is combined and same amount of current passes like this. So this is the situation of the Wheatstone's bridge. So now in this situation, if the bridge is balanced, the bridge is balanced means what is the condition? No current passes through galvanometer. The bridge is balanced. What is the balancing condition of the bridge? No current passes through the galvanometer. What is meant by the galvanometer? This is the instrument to measure current or potential depending on the situation. So this is the instrument, electronic instrument, electromechanical instrument. So this is used to calculate measurement of current. So whether the current passes through the circuit or does not passes through the circuit. If the galvanometer shows deflection, then the current passes through the circuit. If the galvanometer does not shows any deflection, so this is the end arrow mark. If it shows deflection, current passes. If it does not shows any deflection, current does not passes. So that is the situation. So in this situation, if the current passes, if the no current passes through the galvanometer, now this is neglected. This branch is neglected. Now here let us say this is resistance as this is R and it is QS. Here P comma R are in series. So therefore the effective resistance is P plus R. Here P and R are in series, P and R are in series, therefore effective resistance is P plus R. Next Q comma S are also in series, Q comma S are also in series, then effective resistance is Q plus S. See here, P R are in series, Q S are in series. Here effective resistance P plus R and Q plus S. Here P plus R and Q plus S are in parallel. P plus R and Q plus S are in parallel. Therefore, effective resistance in this situation is equals to P plus R into Q plus S divided by P plus R plus Q plus S. If two resistances are in parallel, what is the effective resistance? R1 R2 divided by R1 plus R2. So here this is the situation. This is the balancing condition of the Wheaton's bridge. Balancing condition of the Wheaton's bridge. In case of balancing condition, how can we calculate effective resistance? Balancing condition means there is no current passes through the galvanometer. Therefore, forget about the middle situation. So now here balancing condition, this is P R are in series, that is P plus R. QS are in series, that is Q plus S. P comma R are in series, that is P plus R. Q comma S are in series, that is Q plus S. Then effective is equals to R1 R2 by R1 plus R2. So that is the situation. Then if you know the potential current, how can you calculate current? I is equals to total potential by total resistance. V equals to IR. I is equals to V by R. Based on that we can calculate. This is the balanced condition. Now here so in case of balanced condition, let us do some problems. Here let us say, see the page number 142, page number 142, question number 46. So 4 resistors 15, 12, 4, 10, 15, 12, 4, 10 are given cyclic order to form a Wheaton's bridge. What resistance should be connected in parallel across 10 ohms resistor to balance the Wheaton's bridge? See here, this is the resistances connected here. So this is the situation. Here the resistance is 15 ohms, here the resistance is 12 ohms, here it is 4, here it is 10. This is the given situation. 15 ohms, 12 ohms, 4 ohms, 10 ohms. So here the bridge must be balanced. The condition is bridge. What is the condition here? Bridge is said to be balanced. Balancing condition means P by Q equals to R by S. So what is the balancing condition of the bridge? Balancing condition of the bridge is P by Q is equals to R by S. So that means if you write 15 by 10 is equal to 12 by 4, is it balanced? No. 15 by 10 does not equals to 12 by 4. So then how much amount of resistance connected in parallel? How much amount of resistance connected in parallel, so that the bridge must be balanced. So we have to calculate how much amount of resistance must be calculated how much amount of resistance must be connected parallel to the 10 ohms, so that the bridge is said to be balanced. That's we have to calculate. So here 10 and R in parallel, 10 comma R are in parallel. So effective resistance 10 into R by 10 plus R, so 10 R by 10 plus R. So now the condition is P by Q equals to R by S. So 15 divided by 10 R by 10 plus R is equals to 12 by 4. Here the given condition is bridge is balanced. The V-strength bridge is balanced. Then what is the value of R? We have to find out. So see here 15 into 10 plus R divided by 10 R is equals to 3. 3 5s are 5 2s are. So 10 plus R by 2R is equals to 1. So 4 3s are 12, 3 5s are 15, 5 2s are. So 10 plus R is equals to 2R. 10 is equals to 2R minus R. Therefore R is equals to 10. So how much amount of resistance must be connected in parallel? That is 10. So actually we have only 10 ohms. 15 by 10 does not equals to 12 by 4. 15 by 10 does not equals to 12 by 4. That means certain amount of resistance must be connected in parallel. So that is the given question. That is the given diagram also. So how much amount of resistance must be connected in parallel? So let us say R. If these two are in parallel, what is effective resistance? This one. Now apply the balancing condition of the V-strength switch. P by Q is equals to R by S. P by Q equals to R by S. Based on that we calculated R is equals to 10. So next examples, let us do Jobs loss and V-strength switch. Next, here the question is so see the 125 page question number 11. 125 page question number 11. See the question is this is the question. This is A and this is B. So this is 4 ohms, 228, 224. So what is the effective resistance between A and B? That's we have to calculate. Effective resistance between A and B. So for example, this is considered as P and these two are in series. This is considered as Q and this is considered as R and this is S. Here these two are also in series. to calculate the effective resistance between A and B, just whether this is balanced or not, that's we have to check first, whether the bridge is balanced or not, whether the bridge is balanced or not first. So, see here, this 4 is considered as P, this 2 comma 2 are in series, so this is considered as Q, and 2 and 2 are in series R, and it is S, 4 is considered as S. So, see here, the condition is P by Q is equals to R by S. What is the value of P here? 4. 2 comma 2 are in series, effective resistance is 4. 2 comma 2 are in series, effective resistance is 4. Next R, 2 comma 2 are in series, 4, S is also 4. 4 by 4 equals to 4 by 4, that is 1 equals to 1. Therefore, this is said to be the balanced condition of the bridge. This is the balanced condition of the bridge. See here, this 4 is considered as P. For example, this is A. If the current passes like this, current must divides like this here. Current must divides. So, here this is considered as P, same amount of current passes here, 2 comma 2 are in series, 2 comma 2 are in series. Next, these 2 comma 2 are in series, these 2 comma 2 are in series, because here the current divides and here the same amount of current passes. So, therefore, this is PQ, this is RS. So, that's here the condition is bridge is balanced. This is the balancing condition of the Wheatstone's bridge. Then this 8 ohms is neglected. No current passes through the 8 ohms. There is no current passes through the 8 ohms resistance. Now the situation is so this is A and this is B. So, this is 4 and this is 4, this is 4 and 4. So, that is the situation. 4, 2 plus 2, 4, 4 and 4, 2 plus 2, 4 and 4. So, here we have 8 ohms, but here the bridge is balanced, P by Q is equals to R by S, 4 by 4 is equals to 4 by 4. So, that is 1. So, that means this ohms is, the 8 ohms is neglected. There is no current passes through the 8 ohms. That means 4 comma 4 are in series. 4 comma 4 are in series. Then for R1 is equals to 8. If two resistances are in series, effective resistance R1 plus R2. Again 4 comma 4 are in series, R2 is equals to 8. Here 4 4 8 and 4 4 8. Now the situation is so 8 8 are in parallel. This is A and this is B. Here the current divides. So that's why these two must be in parallel. 8 comma 8 are in parallel. 8 comma 8 are in parallel. If 8 comma 8 are in parallel, what is effective resistance? R effective is equals to R1 R2 by R1 plus R2. So that is equals to 8 into 8 divided by 8 plus 8, 64 divided by 16, 4 ohms. Effective resistance is 4 ohms. So this is the way to calculate the effective resistance. So first, after seeing this problem, whether we have to check whether the circuit is balanced or not. If it is balanced, then directly we can do this. If it is unbalanced, if it is the unbalanced Wheatstone's bridge, how can we calculate the effective resistance? Let us discuss about that concept now. So based on this balanced only, let us see the 14th question. One more thing, here it is. Page number 125, 14th question. 14th question. This think level 1, 14th question. So 14th question, here it is. That is the situation. Let us say it is 21. Here it is given as 18. It is 6, 21, 18, 6. Next here that is 8 and x, and again it is 3. That is the condition. Potential difference between the points B and D is 0. So this is A, B, C, D. Potential difference between B and D is 0. So given that potential difference between B and D is 0, that means bridge is said to be balanced. If the potential difference between B and D is 0, then we can say that the bridge is balanced. The bridge is balanced. So balanced condition of bridge means P by Q equals to R by S. Let us say P is equals to 21 and Q is equals to 18, R is equals to, S is equals to 6 given. But what is the value of R here? 8 and X are in parallel. 8 comma X are in parallel. So effective is 8x by 8 plus x. 8 comma x are in parallel, then the effective resistance is these two are in parallel, R1 R2 by R1 plus R2, that is 8x by 8 plus x, and 3 is in series. So therefore the effective is 8x by 8 plus x plus 3. For this total 3 is in series, 8 comma x are in parallel, and to this 3 is in series, that is why 8x by 8 plus x plus 3. Therefore R value 8x by 8 plus x plus 3. So therefore the balancing condition is P by Q is equals to R by S. So 21 by 18 is equals to 8x by 8 plus x plus 3 divided by 6. So 6 3s are 3 7s are. So now here 7 is equals to 8x by 8 plus x plus 3. So now 7 minus 3 is equals to 8x by 8 plus x. 4 is equals to 8x by 8 plus x. 4 2s are. So 8 plus x is equals to 2x. 8 plus 8 is equals to 2x minus x. Therefore x is equals to 8. The value of x is equals to 8 volts. So this is the situation. So the potential difference between B and D is 0 means this is the balancing condition of the Wheaton's bridge. If the balancing condition means current passes through the galvanometer is 0. So that's why, so this is the situation. P by Q equals to R by S. Here 8 comma x are in parallel, 8x by 8 plus x. It is in series with 3, then this one. So this is the total is the R value, then that is just P by Q equals to R by S. Next, what is the unbalanced condition of the Wheaton's bridge? If the Wheaton's bridge is unbalanced, Wheaton's bridge. Unbalanced condition of Wheaton's bridge. So like this is potential V. So let us say it is P Q R S G, P Q R S G. So if it is the unbalanced condition, if the bridge is not balanced, that means certain amount of current passes through the galvanometer, certain amount of current passes through the galvanometer, then this is A, B, C, D here, A, B, C, D here. So this is the current passes, this divides I1 into I2. Here I1 divides I3, IG. Here it is I2, IG, and it combines I4. So this is again I, like this. So in this situation, if the bridge is not balanced, then how can we calculate the current current effective resistance like that? How can we calculate that? So first we must follow Kirchhoff's laws here. First at junction A, what is the condition? I is equals to I1 plus I2. Next at junction B, I1 is equals to IG plus I3. At junction B, I1 is equals to IG plus I3. Next at junction D, I4 is equals to I2 plus IG. I4 is equals to I2 plus IG. So next at C, I3 plus I4 is equals to I. So these are the Kirchhoff, according to Kirchhoff's first law, we can write the junction laws. So next from loop ABDA, from loop ABDA, we are starting from A towards B, DA. So from this minus I1P minus IgG, next plus I2Q is equals to 0, traveling from A towards B, D like this. Next from loop BCDB, from the loop here BCDB, so traveling like this. So in the direction of the current, it is minus I3R and it is plus I4S, so and plus IgG is equals to 0. Next one more we can take from loop ABCDA. So forget about the middle one, ABCDA, this complete loop I am considering, complete loop. See here, this is the complete loop. Like this, ABCDA. This is current I1 and it is I3 and it is I4 and it is I2. This is PQRS. In this closed loop, traveling from A, B, C, D, A. So in the direction of the current, it is minus I1P, in the direction of current, minus I3R plus I4S plus I2Q is equals to 0, plus I4S is equals to 0. In the direction of current, potential is negative. Opposite to the direction of current, potential is positive. So these are the three equations. Based on these three equations, we can calculate whatever is the unknown factors like that. So based on this is the unbalanced condition of the Wheatstone switch. In case of unbalanced condition, we must follow this circuit rules. and second law, then we can calculate based on this. This is the lengthy process. So then how can we calculate the effective resistance here? So that is important. How can we calculate the effective resistance in this situation? So see here, this is very lengthy process, and just I will give a trick to solve unbalanced condition of the Wheatstone switch. See here, like this. So let us say this is the Wheatstone switch, unbalanced Wheatstone switch. Let us say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. P by Q equals to R by S. If it is balanced, then P by Q equals to R by S. That means 1 by 4 equals to 2 by 3. That is not possible. So this is the completely unbalanced bridge. If it is balanced, then the condition is P by Q equals to R by S. P value 1, Q value 4, 1 by 4 equals to 1 by 4 is equals to R by S 2 by 3. 1 by 4 equals to 2 by 3. Is this condition is possible? Not possible. So this the bridge is unbalanced. Unbalanced condition means, see here, how can you calculate effective resistance in this situation? Effective resistance in this situation. Listen very carefully. This is simple trick. R effective. So here numerator, denominator. Let us say it is 4 terms, 2 terms. Numerator 4 terms, denominator 2 terms. See here, what are the 4 terms of the denominator and 2 terms of the denominator? See here, 4 terms of the numerator. So multiply these 3. So listen carefully. P, S, G. Multiply these 3. 1, 5, 3. 1 into 5 into 3 plus. That is first term. Next multiply these 3. 4, 5, 2. 4, 5, 2 plus. Multiply these 3. Next multiply these 3 2 terms. 1, 5, 3. 1 into 5 into 3. Next 2 into 5 into 4. 2 terms. Next term. Multiply these 2. 1 into 4. 4 into. Multiply these 2. Next add remaining 3. Multiply these 2. 1 into 4 and add remaining 3. 5 plus 2 plus 3. 5 plus 2 plus 3. 10. Multiplication of these 2 plus. Listen carefully. 4 terms in the numerator, denominator 2 terms. It is a simple trick to calculate effective resistance. 4 terms in the numerator and 2 terms in the denominator. 4 terms in the numerator, 2 terms in the denominator. See here. First 4 terms. 1 multiply these 3. Next multiply these 3. Those are the 2 terms. Next multiply these 2 and addition of these 3. 1 into 4 into addition of these 3. 4 into 10. Next multiplication of these 2. 2 into 3 6. 2 into 3 6. Next addition of these 3. 4 plus 5 plus 1 10. Those are the 4 terms in the numerator. Got it? So simple trick, if you follow the Kirchhoff's laws to calculate the effective resistance, that is very lengthy process. So simple trick is 4 terms in the numerator, 2 terms in the denominator. What are the 4 terms in the numerator? Multiplication of these 3 plus multiplication of these 3 plus multiplication of these 2 into addition of these 3. Multiplication of these 2 into addition of these 3. Next, multiplication of these 2 into addition of these 3. So that is divided by denominator. Adding these 3, 1, 5, 4, 10 into addition of these 3, 5, 3, 2, 10 minus square of the middle resistance. These are the 2 terms of the denominator. So according to formula, I will give this. Let us say it is P, Q, R, S, G. According to the formula I am giving now. So R effective, that is equals to, first we can multiply these 3. P, G, S plus P, G, S multiplication. Next, Q, G, R, multiplication of Q, G, R plus multiplication of these 2, PQ into addition of these 3, R plus G plus S plus multiplication of these 2, RS into addition of remaining 3, P plus G plus Q divided by addition of these 3, P plus G plus Q into addition of these 3, R plus G plus S minus G square. According to the formula, this is the R effective. R effective in case of effective resistance in case of unbalanced condition of Wheaton's bridge. So that's we have to calculate. According to the formula, 4 terms in the numerator, 2 terms in the denominator. What are the 4 terms in the numerator? Multiplication of these 3 plus multiplication of these 3 plus multiplication of these 2 into addition of these 3. Multiplication of these 2 into addition of these 3. So this is here PQ into R plus G plus S. Next, multiplication of these 2 into addition of these 3. So P plus G plus Q. Next, in the denominator, addition of these 3, PGQ addition and RSQ addition, RGS addition, multiplication of these 2 minus middle term, that is G, square of the middle term, middle resistance. So this is the situation. Now here 15 plus 40 plus 40 plus 60 divided by 100 minus 25. 40 plus 60, 100, 140, 15, 155 divided by 75. 31 by 15 approximately. That is the effective resistance. This is the way to calculate the effective resistance. Then if you know the effective resistance, then we can calculate currents. Then V is equals to IR. If you know the effective resistance of the circuit, then we can calculate the current here. So if you know the current, how the current divides here? Current is inversely proportional to resistance. I1 is to I2 is equals to 1 by R1 is to 1 by R2. We can calculate the how the current divides here based on the inverse ratio of resistances. In parallel combination, potential is same. That's why current varies. How the current varies? Inverse ratio of resistances. This is the way we can calculate the currents like this. This is the unbalanced condition of the Wheaton's bridge, and this is a simple trick you must remember to do the problems fastly. If you go through this Kirchhoff's laws, Kirchhoff's loops law, this is somewhat lengthy, calculation is somewhat lengthy, and this is a simple trick we have to remember. 4 terms in the numerator, 2 terms in the denominator. 4 terms, multiplication of these 3 plus multiplication of these 3. Next, multiplication of these 2 into addition of these 3. Next, multiplication of these 2 into addition of these 3. So, like this, these are the 4 terms, and the denominator 2 terms, addition of these 3 plus into addition of these 3, PGQ RGS minus square of the middle term. This is the simple trick to calculate the effective resistance. If you know the effective resistance, then we can calculate the current very easily. According to the Ohm's law, V is equals to IR, we know the current, and after that we can calculate the how the current divides in the branches like that. 125 12th problem. See here. Like this is 1 2, let us say it is 3 6 5 is given. So, this is the balanced condition only, sorry, this is not unbalanced, this is already balanced. So, this is 1 by 2 is equals to P by Q equals to R by X, 3 by 6. So, 1 by 2 only, this is balanced.